In a world driven by data algorithms and relentless scientific progress, you'd think we'd have all the answers by now, but every so often the universe throws us a curveball. Something so bizarre, so unexplainable, that even the brightest minds in science are left confused. Here are 25 incredible discoveries that science can't explain. 25. Where did the ancient Egyptians get their cocaine? In 1992, German toxicologist Balabanova made a discovery that made historians and scientists confused. While examining the mummy of Huntol, she found traces of cocaine, hashish, and nicotine substances that shouldn't have been there. Why? Well, because cocaine and nicotine come from plants native to Americas. And as far as we know, those plants didn't make to Africa until after Columbus sailed the ocean blue. So, how on earth did an ancient Egyptian mummy end up with a stash of new weird substances? Was there some kind of ancient trade route we've never discovered? Or is there another explanation entirely? The mystery has sparked all kinds of theories, but so far it's just one puzzle science can explain. 24. We keep finding weird, alien-like ancient creatures. The origins of life on Earth have always been one of those big mind-bending questions. Philosophers like to brood over the deep existential riddle, while scientists dig in literally to uncover the answers. We've made some pretty incredible strides, especially with all the new tools and techniques at our disposal. But every now and then, just when we think we're getting close to figuring it all out, something totally unexpected shown up. Take the Canadian Rockies, for instance. They're full of strange alien-like creatures from the Cambrian period that just don't fit into our neat evolutionary model. While scientists are still looking for the answers, these discoveries are making us rethink everything. 23. The rate of expansion of the universe just doesn't make sense. The moment we figured out that the universe is expanding, the discovery opened up a whole new set of questions. Like, how fast is it expanding? Whether it'll keep going forever, and what it all means for us. And recent research has only added to the confusion. Not only are we no closer to solid answers, but we're also finding things that cause misunderstanding. For instance, depending on how we measure it, the rate of the universe's expansion keeps giving us different results. If we calculate it based on the afterglow of the Big Bang, we get one value. If we measure it from the cosmic microwave background, we get another, and that shouldn't happen. In math and in science for that matter, the correct answer should always be the same no matter what. Some experts even suggest we might need an entirely new branch of science to explain these discrepancies, because according to our current understanding, there can only be one true rate of expansion, and we haven't found it yet. 22. Spontaneous human combustion. People have been both fascinated and horrified by spontaneous human combustion for centuries. Consider a person bursts into flames with other source of ignition while their surroundings remain untouched. But is the wake effect really enough to explain SHC? And the short answer is not quite. We don't know what actually triggers it. Over the years, various theories have been floated around. From bacteria and static electricity to obesity, stress, and the most popular one, excessive alcohol consumption. But none of these explanations have been backed up by solid science so far. 21. The mystery of humpback whales supergroups. Humpback whales are usually very solitary creatures. But a new study has uncovered a surprising shift. Lately, majestic animals have been forming massive feeding groups of 20 to 200 off the coast of South Africa, and marine scientists are stumped. While an increase in the humpback populations might be a factor, it doesn't completely explain why these giants are suddenly congregating in such large numbers. 20. Why did cats purr? For the longest time our favorite feline's purr was a bit of a mystery. According to new research, cats purr because muscles around their larynx contract, creating vibration that produces that distinctive purring sound. But why exactly do they purr? Purring may help with bone growth, with vibration from purring occur at a frequency that can make bones harden and strengthen in response to the pressure. What do you think? 19. The 500 million-year-old mystery of nature's tapestry. From the sandstone cliffs of Europe to the depths of the Atlantic Ocean, a mysterious geometric pattern has been leaving its mark for 500 million years. The oldest examples date back to the Cambrian period about 500 million years ago, and scientists are still puzzled. Are these shapes birds from some ancient sea creature? Or are they the imprints of the organism itself? To add to the mystery, researchers in the 17th found similar hexagonal patterns on the mid-Atlantic ridge. By 2003, they uncovered subsurface tunnels matching those of Paleodictone. However, when they retrieved samples from 3,500 meters deep, the burrows were empty and DNA-free, leaving scientists even more confused. Whether they burrows some ancient sponge-like creatures remains an open question. Theories range from glass sponges and giant single-cell organisms to abandoned nests and worm farms cultivating bacteria. 18. Why do cows always face north or south while eating? Scientists who scoured thousands of Google Earth images made a curious discovery. Cows always face north or south while eating or resting. We're not kidding. No matter the wind or other factors, this magnetic alignment holds true. This is the first time we've seen a large mammal with an apparent internal compass, and we have no idea why. Interestingly, cows closer to the pole seem to struggle with this orientation, making their alignment less precise. 17. How did Argentine ants sustain a colony across continents? At first glance, Argentine ants might just look like your average ant, but these tiny insects have achieved something extraordinary. They've colonized 3 continents. And the best part, the super colonies of Argentine ants in Europe, South America, and Asia are all part of the exact same massive ant population with identical genetic traits. The immense geographical spread raises some fascinating questions. We mean how? Despite their vast range, these ants recognize their colony mates instantly, but are hostile toward ants from other colonies. And what's even more remarkable is that their genetic code has remained more or less the same for thousands of years. 16. The secret of the bat sphere. In the spring of 1974, the Betts family found a strange silver orb on their Florida property after fire. In a matter of weeks, the orb, which was about the size of a bowling ball, turned into the center of bizarre occurrences. It vibrated in response to music, rolled around on its own, and even seemed to change direction, fascinating everyone who saw it. The sphere quickly became a national obsession and attracted the attention of both the Navy and independent scientists. People were waiting for some answers, and yet, even after extensive testing, scientists were unable to pinpoint its origin. While most agreed that it was probably man-made, its exact purpose and nature remained a mystery. You can watch the rest of the episode in next video.